drunk.
Congratulations, Ted. They're married. This party's officially a success.
Happy birthday, honey.
Thank you for the party, Mom. Oh, and for giving birth to me. That was nice, too.
I think the statute of limitations has run out. You can stop thanking your mother.
Are you calling me old?
Yeah, and so's your mother.
Nelson! You have no idea what you are talking about. It was no less of an accomplishment then than it is now. I deserve constant praise for my addition to humanity.
Yeah, but what have you done for me lately, huh? Oh, right, the party.
You didn't mean to undermine your gift to the world in the form of Gina.
Your sexy gift to the world in the sexy form of Gina.
So thank you, Mary, not only for the party, but for the reason we're celebrating.
Wine?
You, Gina.
Ah, but the reason for Gina is wine, right, Mom?
I don't want to talk about that.
I was conceived under the influence of Merlot.
Weren't we all? No, wait, I wasn't. At least I don't think I was. Well, and then my parents never had the audacity to tell me about it in any case.
Well, mine totally got drunk and sexed me into existence.
Can't we go one night without talking about Mary's sex life?
I can't believe I told you that.
Were you drunk when you told her? You can tell me.
Actually, I think it was a cautionary tale against drinking too much wine, which, if you look at it one way, could have been really bad for my self-esteem.
Oh, but you may not have been as lucky as I was. Your child out of wedlock might not have been as wonderful as you are.
Nice save, Mary.
Do you think all this witty banter will remain so after we all sober up? Tomorrow will we even remember what was said?
Well, I'll write it down, and we'll see if we're still laughing tomorrow.
I don't have a pen.
Then I'll write it down in my head.
Ah, the drunk man trying to memorize as he goes along. Classic.
I'm not drunk. This is just my personality.
I can attest to this. You're a word-slurring party animal in every social situation.
No, if you think he's a party animal, I worry that you may have fallen in with the right crowd.
I'm drunk!
You said that.
Somewhere during Gina's birthday party, in the vast vacancy between physics and its consequences, my life changed.
Nelson! Here! The white one is for you.
Well, they're all white. Are they all for him?
It was a joke, my dear.
What is this, Mary?
Well, I may have slipped in an extra ingredient, but supposedly it's white chocolate cocoa and vodka.
Well, it's supposedly delicious.
And I look around Mary's apartment and see myself sitting in the wooden chair I was forced to sit in while Gina and her mother claimed the couch. Now both the chair and the apartment are virtually within walking distance from me still. Me, however, I'm long gone. I left 2 weeks ago and I'm only now forcing myself to return. From roughly 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. the Saturday before last, the chair with me in it is a constant in the corner. Now Mary can do whatever she wants with her furniture, but she can't change its arrangement from being as it was that night, any more than I'm able to do so from where I sit now. None of us can change anything from that night, which happened, and so continues to happen. It may have once been fleeting, but has since become permanent.
You know what?
And I feel like my hair won't get any longer than it was in those hours. And that even in that finite piece of my life, it must have grown an infinitesimal fraction of an inch. Unnoticeable except in theory. But not even the infinitesimal can hide from time forever. Because eventually it too adds up upon itself. And the difference is now visible, or will be soon. I'll need a haircut any day now. But I might as well go bald. Nothing matters more than the impact of that night.
I like plaid.
And I forget why Gina said that. What led the conversation to that point? Because it wasn't a non sequitur. It made sense in context. As much as Gina ever does.
It's just so aesthetically pleasing. And aesthetic itself, literally the word is aesthetic. Oh, it's meta-aesthetic. You know, it starts off soft and then it crescendos to the climactic tick. Your throat whispers the final consonant.
Maybe yours does.
I'm drunk!
It's just a nice word. Oh, almost as nice as Black Watch Plaid. Ah!
And then what? You know, and I could make up details and have them be real. Because there's no proof. There's no outside force recording notes of every angle and thing spoken. And even if I had paid perfect attention, I couldn't retain it all. My brain is simply not sufficiently complex. The minutes between the remarkable ones slip away, and these are the dots of existence that can no longer again stand together to form a continuous line.
It's truly delicious, Mary. You know, you could kill a man with a drink like this.
Oh dear, did I forget to mention the extra ingredient is cyanide?
Well, we all have to die sometime.
Die or get fat. Oh, vodka doesn't have any calories, does it? Oh, I'm such a whale.
No, you're not a whale. You're no fatter than a sea lion.
Oh, really? But you're just a big, stupid jerk.
I deny nothing.
You're the worst best friend in the world.
I hope you're kidding, Gina. You don't think you're fat, do you? You're not dieting, are you,
Here we
Gina?
go. The Inquisition begins.
Norm Nelson, is she eating?
Is she in the room? Does she enjoy being discussed in the third person?
Yeah, she eats. Okay.
I'm fine, Mom.
Nelson, promise me that you will tell me if she is not taking care of herself. Promise me.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Talk about me to my mother and I'll have you killed.
There's no good way out of this. I'm in trouble no matter what I do.
And I wonder how much I knew and didn't know I knew. The world must resonate after a freak accident. The fabric remembers somehow. Whether it's a metaphorical fabric or black watch plaid. And yet, I don't know exactly when things collapsed in on themselves. Because I could have been speaking or drinking, mid-word, mid-sip. In any case, I was sitting in a wooden chair when my experience transformed itself and me into what I'm now doing my best to make sense of. Certain events have transpired, but I hadn't heard of them, so I suppose nothing had changed for me at all. I remained unmoved on a planet that turns without my permission.
I'm fine, Mom.
And did she really say that twice for emphasis?
I'm fine, Mom.
And I can make her say it again, even if I don't want to.
Fine, Mom.
Butcher her words.
I'm Mom.
See her lips as she says it. Why does that sentence insist on staying in my head when I'm sure there were more important words were uttered? I'm trying to make a blueprint and know it so completely that I can go back there anywhere at any given point. Let that action grant me asylum so that that safety I felt too Saturdays ago doesn't wind up being false.
I think she's fine, Mary.
No. No, I never said that. Those were not my exact words.
Why not? Okay, you're making all this happen. It would be over if you wanted it to be, so go on. Say whatever you want.
The party happened. I didn't make it up.
Not originally, but you're making it up now. It's less real than it was even yesterday, and more of a complete guess on your part. What will you have me say tomorrow? It's all arbitrary. I mean, think about it.
I think she's fine, Mary. I never said that.
Maybe you should have. Maybe everything would have been different.
It was all over. There was only a short time before I found out. I got the phone call at 11, and she had lost so many hours. Hours I thought she had.
Well, maybe I'll hold my drink in my left hand instead of my right, thereby preventing all this from going down.
It had physically occurred.
In your mind afterward, but not in mine.
Well, it physically occurred. How?
I don't know the workings of the universe, okay? Do I control the cosmos by accident? Maybe it's not too late. I don't know. Maybe I can change it all retroactively.
You know, you're in real potential agony and you have no idea.
Obviously not. That's what keeps it potential.
But you'll find out. See, you will find out because eventually this will end and you'll find out. And that's why I feel sorry for you. Because you have no idea what's coming.
Save your pity for yourself, okay? You're the one who needs it. I'm fine.
No, you're not. No, you're not. How can you be if that state of fineness is so short-lived? So don't drink, don't laugh. You're just making it worse.
How is my having a good time making things any worse for you? And really, why are you more important than I am?
I'm 2 weeks older than you. And that age distance is going to increase. See, because I grow and I learn, and you have nowhere to go and nothing to learn. I adapt to my surroundings while you just sit there and drink and flirt with Gina.
Oh, wait, flirt with Gina. What do you...
Nelson, can I sit on your lap?
Go ahead, Gina. Laura's over. Laura happened already.
I'm aboard.
So Laura really won't object?
What Laura doesn't know can't hurt her.
But it can still hurt you when you think about it.
So, she's not the jealous type?
What does it matter? She never had the chance to not object, to not get jealous. You know, the two of you can have sex and she still won't care. Go on. Touch her breast.
You'll like her.
Oh, but will she like me? I mean, she won't be threatened or anything, because I can really be quite threatening.
Are you planning on mugging my girlfriend?
No.
Well, then I don't really think she has anything to be worried about.
You're still acting as if your actions are going to affect someone else. Specifically someone who's already finished with life. Fine. You're safe within your sterile little vacuum. I'm your only connection to the outside world, and you're ignoring me. How convenient.
Go away! You're ruining my birthday party. Don't look at us. Just let us be.
Nelson, are you as comfortable as you could be? Can I get you a pillow?
I'm Nelson. He's just a preamble. My life was nothing until it changed. Well, maybe not nothing, but certainly not itself. You haven't had your defining moment yet. How can you have definition?
Oh, there were other defining moments that happened first, you know? You remember them?
Yes! And I realized how little they all mean. I've discarded all these turning points with almost no effect. They've been completely subverted in light of more recent events. You only think you know the future, but you have your moment, and I have mine.
Can I talk now? Nelson, even though you're currently stripping me of subtlety and drawing over me a caricature of Nelson-esque pretentiousness,
I see.
even as a minimized version of myself, talking to you in your words, with words you've given me in your bitterness, I'm asking you to just let me be myself in reality, because in the world outside your head, it's you who talks too much, not me. I could never go this long without a breath.
Don't blame her, okay? She's done nothing wrong. She didn't know.
Always fishing for compliments and whining about her weight.
Not always, okay? Once. You put a circle around a single event and carved it into glass.
Yeah, stop judging me in hindsight, you jerk.
She called me a jerk.
Again, once.
Once again.
I was teasing you. You called me fat and I called you a jerk. Please stop obsessing over something as unimportant as that. Why do I keep needing to remind you of the most basic human things?
Fine. Fine, okay. Okay. But she's not even trying to comfort you. She's still the most important person. It's her party, her night.
She has no reason to comfort me. I'm here to help her celebrate.
My only error is lack of information. I couldn't possibly do what you need me to have done. Look, you're hunting us more than we're hunting you. You really don't belong here.
You know, this is really a terrific night.
Yes, it
I'm
was.
so glad you could all come.
No, really, it was, but then at 11 when I got the phone call, suddenly it no longer had been, even if it had seemed that way.
Oh, what a gross oversimplification, okay? No way is everything as easily reduced as that. Mary, I'm having an excellent time.
It seems that roughly halfway through, everything disintegrated from the outside in. But at a specific instant, I was doomed, or fated to be doomed. She died suddenly, but what if her future was to lose her future all along? Her potential only to die. keep looking so hard for the obvious answers.
You won't find them here. It's just a dinner party and it's been over for 2 weeks, remember?
Of course I remember, that's all I do!
I don't see why you're trying to torture yourself by pretending you're more powerful than you actually are.
I know that, and I'm not.
Because there's no way you could have called her for a few hours and kept her off the road. I mean, even if you'd had some precognitive flash of insight, nothing could have prevented it. Unless, of course, you'd had it much earlier, before the party, before she'd even left the state, which still wouldn't bring you here.
I don't understand why you're telling me things I already know. What is your point?
I don't know either. I don't know.
You talked about Plaid, and my girlfriend was dead, or dying, or about to die.
So if she died after the party instead of during, would it still matter what I had said while it was going on? It doesn't matter. It didn't matter. It's no one's fault.
I know it just seems strange.
Hi. Remember me? Or would you like to focus on Gina for a couple more hours?
And what are you doing here? I thought you were going to your aunt's house. How'd you find her?
I'm so excited I finally get to meet you.
You don't. This is just part of Nelson's bizarre head game with himself. Nelson! If you want to fantasize about somebody, make it me, huh? Pay attention to me! Keep me around!
Awfully presumptuous of me, don't you think? I can't just recreate people.
You had the seed of spending 3 solid months with me and knowing me more accurately than anyone else. Something can still come from it.
But I don't know what you'd say in every situation. I mean, as much as I loved you, I don't know your mind. In fact, I barely know mine.
Forget my motivation. Just have a conversation with me.
I'm not ready. I have nothing to have you say besides this.
Why are you here? What are you doing this for?
You.
But I'm not here.
Yes, you are. Now you are.
This is not a night where I was particularly present.
Well, I didn't know that.
You were barely thinking of me at the time.
That's not true.
It is, and it's fine.
How can you say that? Nothing is fine. Nothing is anywhere near fine.
I wasn't thinking of you constantly either. I had too many thoughts of my own. But I loved you.
Well, clearly.
You remember me telling you that, don't you?
I recollect you telling me you love me, yes. And I'm glad I said the same for your sake, so you knew. And for my sake, so I have one less thing to regret.
Sure, you recall the dialogue, but you forget its reason. I love you no longer represents love, it's just a sentence.
You cannot be smarter than me and also dead. That is not fair.
You still love me.
Well, I'm trying not to.
Oh, why?
Well, it really can't get me anywhere I haven't already been.
That's right. You're a real go-getter. All you do is linger.
Please, just stop. Okay, you've done this before.
Our relationship is based on more than my absence.
Yeah, I came here to avoid you and your absence.
Again, I have to ask because you seem so unwilling. Why?
You hurt me more than anyone, ever.
That's not true, Rich.
Then you should deal with that.
I'm trying to.
You're trying to avoid it and you're obviously unsuccessful. Your problems will haunt you, Nelson. Look at me.
You were the best thing. Not just in my life, but about me. You were the thing that made me best, Laura.
And now, instead of keeping that
You
in...
took it back. It was you.
No. I just died. Anything that you're missing now is your fault and your own loss.
I just want to feel your essence in the same space as mine again.
What does that even mean?
I love you.
Never again.
Why? Are you even worth this? You know I can move on! I can forget you!
You haven't forgotten, have you?
Oh, I've forgotten nothing. There's no time.
Laura, please! I am begging you, just leave me here!
Fine. Go to hell.
You never would have said that, no matter how angry you got. That much I do know.
Never could have or never did. There's a lot about me that you'll never find out. I'll talk to you later. If you'll let me. And maybe I'll be more like myself then.
See, your girlfriend agrees with me. You really shouldn't waste your time with us.
She wanted attention, man. You should probably give it to her. I always did.
Hey, Mary. Mary, what do you think?
You can't touch us. We're somewhere else entirely. And yet we're forced into the role of audience while you masturbate with words.
Try to think about me and my sorrow.
Of course we won't. You can't acknowledge something until it comes into your line of vision. He is the one I spend time with. I don't know you at all. Call Gina. I'm just her remnants at the ghost of an occasion, at the reconstructed memory of her mother's apartment. An empty imprint, and a bandit I never talk like this echo. You know everything I'm saying, so why am I the one saying it?
Because it's how I listen. I trust you.
So don't you think you should deal with me, the real me, in your own time?
Time passed for her, too. You have, as I have, a good friend named Gina. Now, call yours, let me keep mine. You need to let go, man.
No, I don't. Time lets go for me. I need to hold on and fight it.
It's pretty tough to keep the present alive, huh? It's a lot easier to control the past.
But this was actual. This seems so real.
Yes, it was. And for us it still is. But not for you. You're different now. You said it yourself. You're 2 weeks older. You don't belong here.
And I suppose you're happy here?
If I wasn't, you wouldn't bother to dissect the difference between us.
I mean, what are you trying to do? Warn him so that you'll ruin what he has, so that you'll miss it less?
We both win, okay? We're tied. And the game's over.
But I was beginning to get a headache. I didn't finish my drink, remember?
I told you, remembering isn't our concern. You've got bigger things to deal with besides fixing this night. So deal with them, you jerk.
But my girlfriend is dead. Why am I the only one here who has to deal with it?
Oh, because your girlfriend's not dead.
But it's nearly 10, so she is, definitely now.
Not for me. I have one more hour.
But she...
Stop it! Stop whining! We don't care!
Gina...
Gina cares about you. She would never be as cruel and blunt as this. So call her, you stupid jerk. Don't preach to the unconvertible. Ah.
I really did have a lovely evening, Mary.
I'm glad. What are you going to do now?
It depends. I guess I'll try to see Laura as best as I can. She certainly left me with enough. Is that the difference between imagination and memory? The amount of work I'm forced to do?
She'll follow you, all right? Don't worry if it takes a while. All right? She'll be back. Back being relative to you, of course, because she has no reason to come back here. I'm sorry. I'm a bit tipsy, but this is why you shouldn't let your subconscious drink, Nelson. Still, I do appreciate the humor of you having yourself lectured by a drunken Gina. Good one, Nelson.
She'll be there for you when you really need her. As will I. You know, you'll still have yourself, you know. You're it, you realize.
I don't know how to say goodbye to you.
There's no need for that.
But I'm leaving and you're not.
You can take a part of it with you. In fact, you have no choice. We're still the same person, Nelson. You haven't lost that much.
Thank you. But I do miss Laura.
So deal with it. In your own time, all right? The way you tried to before, directly.
So if I could just find a balance. If I could just
Stop
find...
moralizing. Stop babbling. Go home and get drunk.
But I am home. I mean, literally, I'm home right now.
Then figuratively go home and literally get drunk.
No, don't do that. That's terrible advice.
Excuse me?
Shut up, Gina.
Fine. I didn't want to be your conscience anyway, you jerk.
Well, I guess I'll see you all later. Laura?
Well, that lightened the mood.
What did?
I forget. Well, what were you saying, Gina?
Oh, Gina, would you like some more to drink?
Yes, please. You know, it's weird that we're all still here. I guess time will hold a place for us even if space doesn't. Anyway, nice party, Mom.
And for the record, I said more than just I'm drunk.